Hello everyone, welcome to our demonstration for our CSE1211 project. We have a basic text editor. So let us begin by introducing you to the user interface. The text editor has two main parts, two main splits over here. This is the um, text area where we do most of our coding and writing and everything else. Over here we have the output area which is read only and only shows anything when a text from over here is compiled onto it. This is the status bar, which currently shows no status because it is empty. And this is the toolbar with our tools. Okay, so let us begin with the text area. The text area has this is a line number, and this is the highlight. It highlights the current line or the line with the text cursor. The line number increases with every passing line, and once it hits a larger number, the line number area, this little gray area over here, increases to adjust for the extra digit. We can see this when it hits 10. This one needs more space, and so this became larger. If we go back, it will become smaller again. This is done automatically. And the highlight is done automatically also. Anyway, so another thing is once we write something, the status bar over here will show us the statistics or the document metrics of our text. So for an example, let us write a program. This will be a very simple program. Let us write include. Okay, so now we have the structure of a very simple program, but it does nothing. And as we can see, it is just plain text at the moment. This is because the editor does not recognize what language this is in. So how can we make the editor recognize what language this is in? For that, we need to save the file. And how can we save a file? It can be done in many ways, but for this, we will be using File. We go to the tool File, and then we select Save. Or we can just use Control S. We are going to be using Control S for this example. So I click Control S. This pop-up comes up, which will help me save the file. I will save it as file.c, or we can save it as file.cpp. It's the same thing, just the change of language. Anyway, so now we have a saved file, and as we can see, the keywords are now highlighted, which means the editor recognizes it. Now let us finish the program. We can write hello world. So now we have a program. We will save it. The program is now saved, and then we will run it. To run it, we will need to press the button F2. Then this pop-up comes up. This is the input dialog, and it is only useful when we need to take input, but for now we do not need any input, so we'll just skip this blank and press on OK. So here we can see on the right-hand side, the program over here is compiled and it gives us hello world. Now, this is a very, very simple program. So what happens if we run a more complicated program? Now we need to write a more complicated program, and that is time consuming. So for this example, we are going to be opening another file. There are many ways to open a file in this editor. We can go to the file option and click on open. We can use a shortcut, and we can use another way, which I'll get to later. For now, we're going to be using open, and we can just use a shortcut, Control O. It wants us to save it. This is the warning message. Let's save it anyway. And now let us browse this and open this file, test. Okay, So now we have this file opened. It's not very complex. It's just a little larger and needs an input. So over here is the option that in case a lowercase, well, not in case, every time a lowercase letter is inputted into it, it will just turn into an uppercase letter in ASCII. So let us run this, saving it just in case. So let's run it. F2, we'll enter the input. Let's just write CSE. It's in all lowercase. Running it, it gives us an output which is in uppercase. So this program is now compiled and it runs well. We can also run it for anything else, like let's just write anything. So yeah, turns it into an uppercase record. So yeah, that's nice. And as I said before, there's another way of opening files. Okay, so how can we open it? So we go to the view option and we click on File Explorer, or we can open it by the shortcut if we want. So File Explorer, what it is? What is it? Well, as the name suggests, it's a feature for exploring the files in the directory. So we open it. We can also go to other folders, but for now, we are going to browse the files present in this directory. We can click this one or this one or this one, anyone really, and we will get a what is inside it, and we can potentially run them. For this example, let's open this file over here. This is a very simple file, and then we can basically remove this. So how can we remove this? We have many ways to remove this. The first one is just minimize it until it's gone. That's simple. Or we can go over here and click File Explorer or the shortcut again, and it will disappear. Okay, so now we have another file over here. What will we do with this? So it just adds two numbers. Okay, but let's say we don't like the message over here. Okay, we want to change it. What do we do? We can just change it, but since this is a demonstration, I'm going to be using another way, which can be used for larger methods. So let's just go over here and click on edit and click on find and replace. Now we can do that what we were wishing for. So let's just write be adding is the thing we want to change. Let's find it, and we have found it. And let us replace it with we are adding. Okay. We have found the instance of this. Let's replace it. There you go. This is now we are adding numbers. We can do this again for many things. For example, let's give you an example. So over here is this comment. We're going to be using these functions to make it a lot more basically. So let's use Control C for this. Control C or copy. Then we go over here and Control V, paste, 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 paste. If we want, we can also use Control C, Control X, and then Control V. It's the same thing, it just cuts it. Okay, so now we have a lot of comments that says ADACTA. But let's say we do not want it to say that thing. We can go over here and go to find and replace. Let's say we find every instance of the word acta. So we can just show it to search it. Let us replace it with some other word, let's say word. Then we hit replace. All of these words are now replaced. But let's say you didn't want all the words to replace, you just needed a specific word to be replaced. In that case, you need to do it a little bit more manually. We'll go over here and say word, and find the one you were looking for, and then just turn it off, and then write a word to or whatever you wanted to write. So yes, this is all the functionalities we have under um, this. Oh, of course, and of course, let's say that you didn't actually want to write word to, and if this was just a mistake, then you can use undo, and this will just undo the thing you just did. Okay, and the thing before that, and this goes on forever. But let's just say you didn't actually want to replace it. That was also a mistake. In that case, you can use the redo function, which will just redo what you just undid, and so on and so forth. So these are all the these functions. Okay. So over here we have a function. Yes. Over here we have a program. Yes. Let's run it. So let's save it first because we did not save it after we changed it. This is now saved, and let's run it. Give two numbers, 2 and 2. Okay. And we are now adding numbers. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Nice. So yes, this is most of all of the features that can be used in this text editor. There is another feature, however, it is, let's say there is a very long line. It doesn't need to be a long line, actually. It can be done with any lines, but we're just using a very long line for this one. Let's say it comes so close that there is not enough space. So instead of just needing a horizontal slider, we implemented word wrap. So this happens once it gets close enough. The numbers will then arrange itself in such a way so that the horizontal slider is not needed and it can be seen at all times. And it works both ways, as it can be seen over here. So yes, that is our project. Thank you for watching.